recently, Zymurgy?
Yeah, Zymurgy.
Zymurgy. That magazine that deals with a lot of brewing details has rated Bell's Two Hearted as the #1 beer in America. And I don't know about you, but I can think of about 40 beers that I like better than Bell's Two Hearted.
So the question for today, kids, is does Bell's Two Hearted truly deserve to be the #1 beer
in America?
Glub, 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 glub. It's widely renowned as one of the most stable, steady Eddie, drinkable, amazing IPAs out there on the market. You never have to wonder if the Two Hearted you got, it's going to be bad. You know it's going to be good. You know it's consistent, and it's available like literally everywhere.
Yeah, I think they're distributing, I think, to like 42 states or something like that.
They're like in Puerto Rico, it's dumb. So
yeah, it's crazy. And the argument is, does this deserve to be #1? And to be honest, it's in our backyard all the time. And I drink it rarely.
Okay, so I'll go back a little bit, and I will say, when I first got into craft beer, right, I didn't like IPAs. I think that's pretty much the standard trajectory of a lot of beer drinkers.
Yeah.
But when I got into IPAs, I mean, I have a really vivid memory of going down, beer aisles and seeing the label at the Fish and being like,
no,
what a boring label. Like, what a dumb label for your beer. And don't judge a book by its cover, but when you are fighting for shelf space, like, your label means a lot. When there's literally hundreds of IPAs at your fingertips, you have to have some way of narrowing down one to take home with you. It wasn't until a little bit later on in my beer drinking history that someone was like, I love Two Hearted. I was like, which one is that? And I looked, I was like, the Fish? And I was like, it can't be good. It's just a fish. And if you know Bell's, most of their labels actually do suck. They've got a couple of good ones, but most
I got
of
a
them
quick
suck.
question. Do you pick your college bracket based off the mascots?
If I don't know the school, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Or colors.
Just whatever one sounds good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I finally picked up Two Hearted. And I will say, for me, it's potentially my favorite IPA.
It's your go-to beer. You said it was one of your desert island beers if you could have one. And I don't hold it in that high of regard. I mean, I've never thought it was bad, but I've also never thought it was like be-all, end-all, greatest IPA ever. I remember thinking, hey, that's solid. And I think that goes to your point, is that it's just a really solid IPA. But
we're talking #1 beer, regardless of style.
Yeah.
In the country.
Right. And just real quick, off the top of your head, name the 5 best beers you've had.
Bourbon County Proprietors.
Yes.
Heady Topper.
Yes.
Alchemy Hour.
Okay. That Rouge.
Oh yeah. We'll have to look.
Cuvée de Jacobin Rouge is amazing.
I really liked Westbrook's Goza.
Yeah,
and
it's so good. Is it even the best Bell's beer?
That's pretty arguable too, because I like, and this is going way back, but I like their cherry stout.
Yeah.
And I like. I'm not here to say Oberon's better than Two Hearted, but it is interesting. If you go way back into the Brew Review Crew archives, the annals, we went to Bell's. We got a great tour, and they treated us phenomenally.
Yeah.
But they've got an entire. You probably already know this. They have an entire room just for Two Hearted.
Right.
I mean, it's incredible to be in there and see what most breweries have as their entire production, and then some. Yeah. They have that devoted just to Two Hearted, which really speaks to the quantity they have to pump out.
And can you describe the smell of that room? It is just so good to walk through there, and you smell all these hops. What kind of hops? Centennial, because that's all they brew it with. And it's crazy to think that a beer with just one kind of hop, and that's just so kind of straight and narrow, is the #1 beer in America. But Ron, I think we need to take a tea. I think we need to go into our in-depth 30-second beer review. In-depth 30-second. Yes, I know I said it, but here we go. I'm getting a lot of that kind of lemony, piney kind of flavor from those Centennials. And it really, when I first took a sip, I was like, actually, that's a really damn good beer. You know, I just kind of made fun of it for not being the best beer in America, but it's really good. I mean, it's just so solid.
It's so aromatic. And then you take a sip of it, and it's just, I mean, if there ever was like the golden hop harp, right? Like, and it was just like this harmony of everything working.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, it's just so, I mean, it's bitter, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's bitter.
if you like bitter, hoppy IPAs.
But it's not even tongue scraper bitter.
No.
I mean, it's just bitter, though. It's
Right,
just
but
got a
it's very hoppy.
good bitterness, yeah.
But wow, I mean, it's truly a tremendous beer.
Yeah.
And the fact that they brew so much of it,
So consistently.
and it's always so consistently good, it's right up there with some of the best. Now, guys, stay tuned to the end of the video where Corey and I will give you our overall score of Bell's Two Hearted. Okay, Corey, so now we're back.
Yes.
To wrap up our conversation,
Yeah.
can you definitively say that Two Hearted is the best beer in America?
No. Not at all. But it never makes my top 10 list of beers that I want to tell people to get. I'm sorry. It just
doesn't even hit your top 10?
No. I would take, let's just think of IPAs. And not double IPAs, so I'll even leave Heady out of there. I would take Fresh Squeezed over this. I would even take some session beers. I would take Lawson's over this. Stone IPA. I like Stone IPA better.
Really?
I like, I just like other IPAs in general. And then you start talking about all the varieties in the world.
Yeah.
And all the imperial styles, whether you really care about that or not, they are usually more flavorful, more wow.
Yeah.
The fact that this keeps getting number one, or at least is up there in the top 5, kind of shocking.
Here's what I'll say. It's not the number one beer in the country. It's just not. However, if I can make a list of the number one most readily available beers, it would be a serious contender. And if you said number one most available IPA, you could get me to number one on that list.
Okay. So,
but I mean, like, if you were to drop me in somewhere America, right, and someone was like, give me the beer, I might say Bell's Two Hearted.
would you have a Two Hearted over a Fat Tire? Because those, to me, are kind of like the same accessibility.
A fat tire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a Fat Tire.
I would take this 100 times more than a flat tire.
Really?
That's what it is to me. Flat. Corey, hand me that can right there now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Just for argument's sake, just to further poo on this list, this beer, the M43, is quickly, I mean, it's already taken Bell's spot on Beer Advocate, which is not like a be-all, end-all, but just goes to show that people who have had this, now the New England IPA craze is going wild.
Right.
But this is already unseated Bell's Two Hearted, at least on best IPAs on Beer Advocate, which I think goes to say something. So, in conclusion, Corey and I do not think that Bell's Two Hearted is the number one beer in America, though I think we both agree it's really, really good.
And, you know, I'm trying to think of my rating right now, which we're going to get to it this time. And it's so dumb because we sit there and I'm trying to break it down. I'm trying to tear it off of its pedestal. I'm giving it like a 97. I mean, this beer is super good. There's no off flavors. The balance is perfect. It's got this great hop character without being overpowering in any way. 7%, and it goes down smooth. I mean, there's nothing to complain about. I still think there's better beer.
I thought this would be kind of funny because I thought you were going to do it. I'm going 100. Like, I mean, it's like I have zero complaints. It's one of the best beers I've ever had. It's just not the best beer I've ever had. And with that, guys, we're going to leave you. So always remember,
We're the Brew Review Crew.
We'll review.
A brew for you.
Cheers. Where does Two Hearted sit in your hearts? Is it the number one beer in America? And if not, what is? Leave us that info in the comment section below. And if we can, we might even try to get that beer on the show. Ooh. So we'd be very interested to try everybody's number one beer.
I have a lot of beer on the show.
Cheers.